Hi everyone. This is take two for me. I have been trying to get on here and do a collective reading for us all. As I'm doing this reading, I have been clearing my space with some white sage because there's a lot of energy. I'm doing this reading on August 7th, the day before August 8/8. So we're in this Lionsgate energy, as well as we are receiving, as I'm speaking, some X-class flares from the sun. So they're pretty heavy duty solar flares and some radio blackouts as well. So the solar activity, solar weather is very powerful at this time. And I've been guided to read into the energy for us all. Also, as I'm doing this reading, there's a giant storm system that's coming across the east coast of the United States. So I may be interrupted with some heavy duty winds or hail. There's tornado warnings as well in our area. Not that I'm worried about that where I live. I'm down in a valley in the woods, so I'm pretty safe, but there's a lot of energy going on at this time. And you know, that's to say, when we have big giant portals or openings, windows of energy that are amongst us, it also stirs up the energy, stirs up the junk from the trunk, so to speak. And there's a lot of tests, a lot of challenges that we are faced with emotionally, mentally, physically even. So I hope that everybody is doing well. I am finally home. I returned home today from being in the mountains. This card does not belong in here, but let's see. We've got a card from another deck for balance, so we'll just take that and set it aside as our own message. Things are trying to be balanced out within us and around us. As within, so without. I have been very fortunate to have felt the grace and the guidance of the energies that guide me through my journey and guide me through these readings, and I'm constantly in touch with them through the turbulence of the energy, just constantly asking to hover over me with your grace, with your guidance, with your wisdom. There's that loneliness card that keeps showing its face to me, and it's shown itself 4 times now as I'm shuffling. What is the message? What are the messages for us all at this time? Spirit. So many of you may be feeling lonely or have been feeling lonely while you're being tested, while you're being challenged by certain situations that you need to be aware of. We're being tested and challenged to show us where our lower mind, meaning our lower mind gets activated when we are triggered. Meaning, for myself, I even had this happen a few times where I could have really fell into feeling like a victim, or feeling like, you know, because of the heavy energies that were coming towards me, or it felt that way. And instead, I was able to not allow it to penetrate, but just observe. And also, once it was over with, see how far I've come from, in my past, maybe I would have allowed that to happen, where I would have allowed a story to replay in my mind as far as me being victimized by certain people's energy, or just certain energies in general, to really pull me down into where those energies were. This is the duality of the world we live in, and if we put our focus and energy and intention into the lower mind and the lower aspects, we can really get dragged down. And but this time is a time for us to really be with ourselves and witness our reactions, witness how we participate in certain things that don't feel so good. We have indecision as the first card out. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So this is definitely something that it is part of a solo journey in the spiritual awakening, where we're put into situations, we are faced with certain challenges. It could be within family, within relationships, because that's sort of the main theme that we are still in right now, but it doesn't have to be. There are other aspects that many are being faced with, challenged with at this time. It could be home, it could be finances, it could be your job, it could be family, relationships for sure, it could be your health. But sticking with what you know, inner knowing, deep inner knowing, versus where the mind goes, right? So we want to change the way we respond and react to life. Life is sort of hitting us, jabbing us with certain things right now to see, are we going to fall into the same patterns that we have in the past? It could be codependency patterns. I've witnessed a lot of this in the last few weeks. I've witnessed a lot that has been trying to be drawn out within. There's also a lot of when I say karma, there's a lot of cause and effect. That is, the effects are finally showing themselves, where the cause may have been many, 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 many years ago, or it could have been just not too long ago, because action and reaction, it depends on your situation and how long it takes you to wake up and realize, okay, this is an effect from something that a pattern of thinking that I was in for a long period of time. But definitely it's time to use our intuition and not go with the lower mind or the aspects of the mind that will have us fall into certain old patterns. We're really being asked to rise above challenges at this time, and to intuitively understand why we are being challenged, what we're being shown through these challenges. Not really why we're being challenged. Yes, loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. And as I was saying, through my journey, through this energy, I can't say that I felt alone at all. I have a lot of beautiful energies and guidance that are constantly talking to me through many outlets, including my intuition. And this is what Spirit is asking everybody to really tap into and understand. You're not alone in this. You're not alone in this at all. There may also be some trusted people that you can really kind of bounce your experiences off of. And I'm not talking about gossip or also like saying this happened to me, like victim, because that you're building a story and you're taking that energy and you're growing that energy, where we can transmute, we can change the energy that's being directed at us and send it back if it is of malicious intent or just not good energy sent in our direction. Like I said, put on the rubber suit and have it bounce back, but with grace. Not like I'm going to get you back type of energy. But you're not alone. We are not alone here. Very important message to receive at this time. Highly charged energy. It's being felt throughout the collective. And I know for myself personally that I was really shown the power of my own personal energy and how I can use it for good, for not just myself, but for others who are having a difficult time at this time. Because my energy, when I'm holding and carrying the light and able to see through the facade, the ego of others, and see into the soul of them. And there have been times where I have asked for other, for Mother Mary, for the goddesses to come in and show me how they would handle certain situations. And it's almost as if pages removed from my body, and I'm carried through situations with grace and ease. And then I reflect back on that later and see, wow, that worked out for the benefit of all, instead of playing the same game, playing somebody else's game. Health. Big message here with our health. We do want to protect our energy and take care of our physical body at this time. We are so super sensitive, more so now than ever. And I've witnessed this in many, including myself, many people, many children and animals, reacting and feeling the heaviness of the energy of those who are still unconscious of what they're doing and how they are just spewing their energy around right now, because they don't understand what's going on, and there's a lot of chaotic energy going on at this time. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So taking good care of the body, putting nutritious foods in the body, and drinking a lot of pure water, clean water, paying attention to toxicity, what you're ingesting, not just physically ingesting, what you're listening to, and what you're engaging in, as well as your environments. At this time, it is, like I keep saying at this time, because I keep hearing at this time, it is highly charged energy, and it will affect us emotionally, mentally, and physically. At the bottom of the deck, we have death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. Honesty is below that. We are receiving so much in-depth truth, let's just say. So a lot of people may be experiencing endings of what once did feel good or seemed normal to them now seems very heavy, like a very heavy load to carry, and it's not in alignment with them any longer. So there are a lot of endings that are happening right now, whether it be within relationship, whether it be within your occupation, whether it be a home. Things are coming apart, and they're meant to. We're not supposed to stay in certain situations forever. We're supposed to stay in situations for whatever period of time that we are, until we wake up and we feel the heaviness. And most of us will try to do all that we can to salvage that which we think is meant for us, until we realize it's time to let go. It's time to move on. Balance. There's such an imbalance within the humanity, within the masculine and feminine energies within us all. My voice is really funny right now, and I'm not really sure why. Throat chakra activation, I suppose. I can hear it, and it's very strange. It's almost as if I do have, there are a lot of energies around me at this time supporting this reading. The other endings that are merely beginnings are endings of an old way of being within ourselves, an old way of acting, thinking, doing, being. I just keep hearing an old way of being is ending. And the true soul self, the true authentic soul self is coming online. It is coming alive. And that can be quite daunting for many. So there's a lot of awakenings that are happening right now. And I feel that's why there's so much chaotic energy going on in the collective at this time. The waiting game. So this is where I see many that just repeating what I had said, you know, really trying to do all that you can to salvage situations that once felt like a level of comfort or home, suddenly don't. But it's like you're trying to figure out why. That clarity hasn't, that light bulb hasn't clicked on fully yet, because there are many of us who have to stay in something so uncomfortable until it gets to be extremely painful and uncomfortable, the waiting game. So there are many that are still kind of spinning around the same loop over and over and over again, and it gets better, but then it comes back to the same old thing, and it gets better, and it comes back to the same old thing over and over, like it's not going to change. Use your intuition. Allow yourself to see the truth of a situation. And I'm not judging anything as good or bad, but understanding that there are a lot of situations and experiences that we are meant to experience for a period of time, and then it's almost as if the planets align, the stars align, and it's like, okay, it's time to move on. And, you know, we hold on and grasp like, no, I don't want to move on. This is where I belong. Movements, choices, decisions. I didn't even see that that card was there. Fell below loneliness. I think that's one of the greatest fears for many who are still clinging and holding on and going back and around, waiting for things to get better. Things get better, but then it's like the same old thing. Things get better, and it's the same old thing over and over and over again, because you're meant to make a choice and make a move beyond the same old. And the fear of, I'm just going to be alone in all of this. I don't want to be alone. You're never alone. For those of you who this is resonating with, you're never alone. And trust me, this is the hardest step to make, is to take that next step into your freedom. You will start to notice it in your physical health. The body keeps the score. Base chakra at the bottom, third eye, and spiritual union. The body keeps the score. What you see with your third eye, in your mind's eye, the truth, the clarity that is connected to spirit, that is connected to your soul self, is the truth. The body will you will start to have physical sensations and realizations. The more and more you fight it, the more and more you suffer. The more and more we suffer when we hold on and cling to the old. It is time. It is time for the old to end. There is a fear of safety and security. Safety and security of walking the path, the enlightened path that your soul is asking you to move towards, the North Node. It is, I will say, that is the scariest step. But there comes a time, and everybody's process is different and unique to them, to themselves. But there comes a time where the energy, it gets to be so uncomfortable that it is almost impossible to ignore. Old patterns, old ways of coping, old ways of self-soothing do not work any longer. That is when, you know, the body will really start to speak loudly, and there can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of tension. Where do we want to go here? Okay. There also could be a lot, I know I've had this, a lot of things coming up in your dreams. And what's coming up in many of our dreams lately is unresolved business, unresolved feelings, unresolved situations. And they could be they could be very vivid and very emotional dreams, but it's also your soul self speaking to you and showing you that we always have a choice. And it's up to every one of us to decide what path we want to walk in life. What else do you have for us? Nothing is yet set in stone. Again, falls with indecision and the waiting game. So there's where the waters are churning. The emotional waters are churning. And the final decision has not been made yet. So many are still spinning in the spinning cycle, spinning around and around. Waiting for an answer, waiting for something to get better. There may have been glimpses of promise, but it's an illusion. You need to see the truth from within yourself. How does it feel? How do you feel? That will tell you the truth. Your hard work is paying off, again, with the movements, choices, decisions, and loneliness. So as we're being tested, as we're being challenged through different experiences, each and every one of us has our own unique experiences, we get glimpses of how far we've come from where we've been. And the strength, the endurance, and the growth is witnessed within the self. Their hard work is paying off. This also speaks to what I was talking about, not allowing those triggers to penetrate the lower mind and to fall into victim consciousness or to fall into fear, people pleasing, codependency, certain patterns. So many may be rising above and realizing I am not alone in this. Meditate and contemplate. It's really important to take time to the self at this time to get in touch with your true feelings, and there's so many contrasting energies right now that are reaching for us. Those of us who carry the light, they're reaching for us to come back with me. This is the old familiar. Come play with me, right? There's our lion right there. Don't let pride get in your way. Here's another big thing with the endings, something that is coming to a close, and the fear that creeps up there. The fear can also come out as anger or spite. I'm going to show you. I'm right kind of energy. So pay attention to that energy. Where are we at? 24 minutes. Let's get, what do we want to pull from? I think we're going to pull from the starseed. It keeps looking at me. So I'm going to pull one more card to end this reading here. But just tapping into the collective energy. If you're feeling tested, if you're feeling alone, if you're not sure why things are happening again, these are things that have happened before, and maybe it's been a while, but it's coming back up around again to show us that this is not going to end until you make a new choice for yourself. That is self-love. and compassion for everyone else going through their experience as well. Not to play that victim, not to go after someone who's hurt you. Even energetically in your thoughts. This is where we can get trapped. Energy is within our emotional body, and it is fueled by the mind. So, and it's powerful at this time. Many people are having psychic attacks, meaning that, you know, you may not have had complete closure with someone, or someone is really angry with you, or just is jealous or envious of you and has certain thoughts that are guided towards you. And we receive these thoughts. We receive these, some of them are intentional and some are not. I did a whole video on psychic attacks. It's on my, go to the channel and you'll find it. If you're finding yourself, you know, just doing your thing and suddenly a thought pops into your mind and there's an emotion with it and it takes you out of your element, it takes you out of where you were, it takes you out of your own focus, that is a psychic attack. That is not even coming from you. That is coming from someone else. But because many people are not aware of that, we fall victim to that, and we can really play that game in the mind with another. And it is a real thing. I'm feeling a lot of pain in my neck and my shoulder, a lot of tension right now. It's important to clear your energy through meditation, walking in nature, taking some time by some water, take a salt bath, using crystals, using, you know, and whatever works for you, where you can really just tap into your own energy and see, how do I feel? And what are these thoughts that are coming up into my mind? And are they mine? Do they belong to me? We have water your garden. And it's funny because it's not funny. It fell right below health, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. This is a time where we are supposed to rest as much as possible, take good care of our energy, our body, and not engage with the psychic attacks, not engage with the triggers and the energies that are coming towards us. This is our chance to really move and elevate into the next level of consciousness. Take what resonates for you as well. Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being. Cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest, and refuel. Take a moment to restock, replenish, and slow right on down. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well-being, to put your health and body first. I know it can feel like time is running out and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in. This way of living isn't sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes, to rest, restore, and rejuvenate? When was the last time you took a holiday or had a full weekend, day, or afternoon off? Look after your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on your reserves. There is enough time. Life will bend towards you when you do. Very important message. Very important message, especially at this time with this highly charged energy. The solar weather is just, it's popping off the charts right now, and we're feeling it. We're feeling it where people are getting rattled and restless and really just trying to keep up. Now the matrix is going to move faster. That wheel will move faster and faster and faster. And if you want to be the hamster on the wheel, keep going and going and going and going, you will soon burn out and exhaust yourself. So it is really important to take time to yourself. Feel your feelings as well, so that you can be in touch with your intuition and you don't make the same choices. You make wise choices for yourself moving forward. But before you make any choice or decision, it is important to take that time to yourself, to really sit with yourself and ask yourself, is this how I want to continue to move in my life? Is this healthy for me? Is this healthy for others that are around me, with my loved ones? Is this healthy for the earth, for the planet? The more and more of us that can get in tune with that, with ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our spirit, the better. So that is the message that I have for everyone in the collective at this time. I wish you all well, and I'm sending out so much love. Take care. Bye.